The Prime Minister of India is the chief executive of the Government of India. In India's parliamentary system, the constitution names the president as head of statede jure, but his de facto executive powers are vested in the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. Appointed and sworn in by the president, the Prime Minister is usually the leader of the party or alliance that has a majority in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of India's parliament. Since 1947, India has had 15 prime ministers, including Jawaharlal Nehru, who twice acted in the role. The first was Jawaharlal Nehru of the Indian National Congress Party, who was sworn in on the 15th of August 1947, when India gained independence from the British. Serving until his death in May 1964, Nehru remains India's longest-serving prime minister. He was succeeded by fellow Congressman Lal Bahadur Shastri, whose 19-month term also ended in death. Indira Gandhi, Nehru's daughter, succeeded Shastri in 1966 to become the country's first woman premier. Over 11 years later, she was voted out of power in favor of the Janata Party, whose leader Morarji Desai became the first non-Congress prime minister. After he resigned in 1979, his former deputy Charan Singh briefly held office until Indira Gandhi was voted back in 6 months later. Indira Gandhi's second stint as prime minister ended 5 years later on the morning of the 31st of October 1984, when she was gunned down by her own bodyguards. That evening, her son Rajiv Gandhi was sworn in as India's youngest premier, and the third from his family. Rajiv's 5-year term ended with his former cabinet colleague, VP Singh of the Janata Dal, forming the year-long National Front coalition government in 1989. A 6-month interlude under Prime Minister Chandrasekhar followed, after which the Congress Party returned to power, forming the government under P.V. Narasimha Rao in June 1991.